Ladies and gentlemen, flash photography is not permitted during tournament competition. Brunswick, we are ready to begin competition. Bowlers, at the sound of the bell, you may begin your event. Good luck and have a great time out there this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to BowlTV. This is Matt Canizaro alongside Aaron Smith, and we are live here at the 2015 USBC Open Championships. Right now, we are behind lanes 21 and 22 at the El Paso Convention Center, and we've got some new faces for you tonight on BowlTV. This group led by the lefty two-hander AJ Rice and former collegiate standout T'Nia Falbo. So looking forward to showcasing some new talent here and seeing what they can do on the lanes at the 2015 Open Championships. Big number on top of the leaderboard. They're chasing 3368. Team NABR led by Adam Barta and Rob Gottschall. So we'll have all the details for you, the rundown of the lineups and more as we get through these three games here. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening for the third of 3 consecutive days of live streaming from this year's event. And then Mr. Smith will hit the road with the live stream gear and go to Reno. We'll have details about that for you during these 3 games as well. Aaron Smith, welcome back.
Well, thank you, sir, and excited for another edition here on BowlTV. And yes, my 8 a.m. flight is going to catch up quick, but that's all right. We got a great group coming out of the Northeast here, Maryland. So we'll be excited to see what they can do. White Oaks Pro Shop and Charles Tillman Paving. White Oaks Pro Shop made up of Chad Gamble, T'Nia Falbo, J.R. Martino, who you'll see on 22 in just a second, Bobby Benton, and A.J. Rice. Charles Tillman Paving, Mike Sipple, B.J. Curtis, Jeremiah Hausar, Charles Tillman, and Terry Metzner. Metzner, a familiar face on the PBA 50 Tour the past few seasons. Cashed in more than half the events in the 2014 season. But as you mentioned already, T'Nia Falbo, a standout at Maryland Eastern Shore. She won a total of 4 titles in her time over there, including 2 ITC championships, along with 2 NCAA titles. She placed 9th at the 2014 Queens as well, so no stranger to the bright lights of an event like the Open Championships. The 2014 Queens, of course, held at the National Bowling Stadium last year. A.J. Rice making his 6th tournament appearance, has averaged close to 220 for all those years. Big 761 in 2010 in singles helped him to a 23rd place finish. He's also the 2014 Proprietor Cup champion. He also won the 2014 True Amateur Tournament Summer Classic Storm Challenge. So there's just a few of the credentials that these folks are holding on to, and we'll get our first look at the two-handed lefty here. He was throwing some messengers in practice that were pretty impressive, so we'll see if he can keep it going here. Game number 1.
Definitely something that we haven't seen in a while is the two-hander from the left side of the lane. The one gentleman who comes to mind is former Team USA member Cassidy Schaub, who has definitely put up some big numbers here at the Open Championships. And we've talked two-hander before. Earlier this year, as a matter of fact, our doubles leaders, Anthony Simonson and Mark Sleeper Jr. Simonson, a young 18-year-old two-hander, already a two-time PBA champion, and really still an up-and-comer at 18 years old, but the two-handed style, of course, pioneered by Jason Belmonte and Oscar Palermo, among others. So really catching on, and as Aaron mentioned, A.J. Rice throwing pins all over the deck during practice, and we'll see how that translates here to competition.
You mentioned Cassidy Schaub. Already participated this year and actually made a run at singles. He's currently sitting in 7th with a 767 number, 793 on top of the standings, coming from Ronnie Sparks Jr. But the number in sight today, 3368, Team NABR out of West Henrietta, New York. Holding down the top spot. Of course, we had a very exciting finish right here live on BowlTV. We had their team event showcased. So we got to see Brian Walczek, Mike Rose Jr., and Rob Gottschall each throw doubles in the 10th to sneak by the number set by junior Team USA support number 1. Only 2 3300s so far this year. Grand total of 8 3200s. And to make the top 10 right now, a 31.95. We are competing on a 38-foot sport-compliant pattern out here today.
Aaron, we've already got a pretty good crowd online. And I know that these folks have been talking about this live stream, pimping it out all day long and letting their friends know to tune in and watch some bowl here at the Open Championships. So we appreciate the support and for everybody giving us a part of their Thursday evening. So already 300 strong, and we're just in the second frame of game number 1. So settle in, enjoy, grab your popcorn and what have you, and see if these guys can put on a show for us. They're sporting the Logo Infusion team jerseys tonight, taking advantage of our Pride Award opportunity. Dress for success here at the Open Championships. All teams that choose to dress alike, as long as nobody's wearing jeans, will take home a commemorative Pride Award. So no matter what, you're leaving the lanes with something. And these two teams looking sharp here. Charles Tillman Pawn and a White Oak Pro Shop. So here we are getting through the lineup now for the second time. And we've got a few accolades on this team. And of course, another talented group looking to break through here at the Open Championships and trying to give Adam Barta some gray hair and a scare. Talked to him earlier, and of course, very nervous and excited about the possibilities. Just a few more weeks left. This year's event kicked off on March 7th, and we'll wrap up on July 12th. And the torture of the wait, the leaderboard watch, and of course, getting all those messages from friends and fans as teams bowl well here at the Open Championships can be torture at times, but could turn into a dream come true in just a couple of weeks. So we'll keep Adam posted if he's not already watching on his own. We do have some pretty well-known teams headed this way in the coming couple of weeks, and at the same time, you just never know who's going to step up and become that noteworthy team. So could it be one of these two tonight? Could it be Jeffrey Young, former Team USA member, who's in the building with some of his past Wichita State teammates? Could it be John Zerbinski, the 2013 All-Events champion, making his return to the Open Championships? Or could it be Del Ballard, looking to become the oldest champion?
I'm sure Del appreciates that.
Not really, but Del is pretty experienced in life, and we look forward to seeing him and his group during the last week of July. So
who's older, you or Del?
That's funny, but Del's been around a while. He was throwing blue hammers in the gutter while I was still on the playground.
All right, we got our blue hammer reference in for the day, so good night, everybody.
That is true. That's 2 shows in a row we've talked about the old blue hammer. David Waswo from the Bowler Show tuning in, and sent me a message here about the team name that clearly I cannot read from back up here in the bleachers. And I said Charles Tillman Pawn, as that's what it appears to be on the scoreboard. But the rumor is it is Charles Tillman Paving.
That's what I said, guy.
I have no doubt that your young eyes and glasses can see much better. I'm glad we could clear that up. So if you want to sell your watch, Charles Tillman is not the guy to talk to. But if you need a new walkway to the house, that's your guy. Also on this squad, a few lanes away, former Team USA member Olivia Sandham. And we've seen her find some success with Wichita State and internationally. Even got to watch her bowl a perfect game at the Tournament of the Americas. So some potential, some talent down there on lanes 11 and 12. And 13 and 14. So certainly be on the lookout for any numbers coming off of those pairs and across the house.
All right, there's the first strike for Falbo. I don't know if you can see it from the cameras, but Ari has a nice PWBA logo on her right sleeve. Definitely excited about the new tour coming up in just a few weeks. The Sacramento stop taking place starting July 9th. If you want to learn a little bit more about T'Nia, there's actually a profile on pwba.com. So be sure to check that out. See all the players. Well, that's not all the players, I should say, but some of the highlighted players on there, along with a look at the schedule, everything else you need to know about the upcoming tour. A lot of excitement already. We talked about it a bit the past 2 days. How the Sacramento spot sold out quickly. They had 64 spots, opened it up to 80. So it's great to see the excitement kicking off for hopefully a very awesome summer. All right, nice bounce back by Bobby Benton there. No pins lost. She's able to convert. Back to AJ Rice, stepping up on 22. We've saw a few comments in the chat already. He's not doubting his signature backwards hat.
But he did get the 3 harder ones on that shot there. 3 off the left. And gonna step up for a pretty challenging spare here, but we've seen, especially 2 days ago with our 10 left-handers, the left side a little bit tricky early. But there's already a prediction in the chat room that AJ makes the top 5 in all events. So we will wait and see. They'll be back on the lanes, of course, tomorrow for doubles and singles. See if they can't get some momentum here in the team event.
Metzner also celebrating his 25th tournament appearance this year. Comes a little high there, leaves the 610. But in my attempt to find some research on these folks for tonight's broadcast, looking up Mike Sipple, who's going to be stepping up on 22 in a second. There was an article in one of the golfing magazines, I believe last year sometime, about folks who have rolled a 300 and achieved a hole-in-one. And Mike is on that list. It's been a little cooler the past few days in El Paso, so hopefully Mike got a few rounds in prior to. Talked to some folks out of Texas who hit the links earlier this morning, and so it ended up being a great day overall. So there's your Mike Sipple fact of the day. Curtis gets the trip 4 for his first strike here in the 4th frame.
All right, so you're about to have another look at T'Nia Falbo stepping up on lane 21, and she is one young lady on a long list of very excited bowlers who left for college 4, 5, 6 years ago and worked through school expecting to go out into the real world and have a mainstream career, and now all of a sudden the PWBA is back, and plans have changed a little bit. We talked to Liz Culkin, who made the TV show at the USBC Queens in May. And she sat down and made a pros and cons list as soon as she found out the details and decided that she was going to postpone real life in grad school and go out and chase the dream she never thought she'd get to have. And a lot looking very forward to that opportunity. A sold-out event coming up in Sacramento in early July. They actually opened up more spots for entries. So that 3-year commitment from USBC and BPAA looking very promising already. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is Matt Canizaro alongside Aaron Smith, and we are live behind lanes 21 and 22 here at the El Paso Convention Center. The 2015 USBC Open Championships quickly coming to a close here in the Sun City. Just a few more live stream broadcasts left and a few stressful days remaining for our tournament leaders in the team event. Team NABR holding steady on top of the regular team category, 33-68. In the doubles event, Anthony Simonson and Mark Sleeper Jr., 14-09. Our singles leader, as Aaron mentioned, Ronnie Sparks Jr., 793. And looking for his third all-events title since 2010, left-hander Matt McNeil. And in team all-events, Junior Team USA Support 1, looking to claim a second team all-events title since 2013. Should that happen, Anthony the Cause will become the second bowler in history to win titles in 3 consecutive years. So a lot of history to be made here, but still about 19 days left or so in this year's event.
It's certainly gone by quick, and definitely a lot of memorable moments along the way. Obviously, a lot of the big scores you mentioned. We got to see 6 300s so far as AJ delivers his first strike here. But some great participation milestones as well. We had 12 bowlers hit the 50-year mark. Dick Rice out of Wisconsin hit 60 years along with 100,000 pins. Clinton Zavacos out of Florida also joined the 100,000 pin club. And of course, Sylvester Thiel, Lake City, Minnesota, becoming the third competitor all time to make his 70th tournament appearance. Already signed up for Tournament 71 in Reno to match Hall of Famers Joe Norris and Bill Dorman for the all-time mark. And of course, we'll wrap it up. Hall of Famer Bill Willard out of Houston, surpassing the tournament's all-time pinfall mark with a resounding strike back in, geez, it was ages ago. Was that March or April?
I believe it was April 1st. April Fool's Day. Emil's fake birthday.
Ha. I had a question in the chat about where AJ is from. He's actually coming out of Phoenix City, Alabama, so a little further south of the most of the rest of the group. A lot of folks out of the Maryland area, a few out of Pennsylvania.
Well, part of what the Open Championships is all about. Reunions every year at the tournament site. Getting to see friends often for the only time all year long. Tournament includes bowlers from all 50 states, several foreign countries. Oftentimes, people move on in life, but still come out with the same groups to compete at the tournament each year.
Nice shot there by Jeremiah on 21. He's clean so far through 5 frames.
So Aaron, that geographical diversity that we have on this pair of lanes has folks tuning in from all over, and nearly 400 for tonight's broadcast, so thanks for tuning in. We'll be here for all 3 games tonight on lanes 21 and 22. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat room or reach out to us individually. A lot of good discussions this week, both in the chat room and on the official Open and Women's Championships Facebook page. Also got some emails and some great feedback from the bowlers, so keep them coming, as it is that feedback that helps us gauge where we are and what we need to work on or what's going well.
All right, so far through the halfway point of game 1, some struggles for White Oaks Pro Shop. A handful of opens already up there. Still looking for their first double. Charles Tillman Pavement has had a few less miscues on the lane so far. Kind of talked about usually teams in the top 10 have been around probably the 1040, 1050 mark. Only one team that was under after 1 is in the top 10 currently. That is our team in 10th place, Calumet College of St. Joseph. They started with 963, I believe. Yep. For putting up a few 1100s to get to that 3195.
All right, folks, if you have any questions about tonight's lane condition, you can find that by visiting the tournament page on bowl.com. It's bowl.com/openchamp. There's a lane conditions tab in the right-hand menu and some colorful graphs to show you the 2 different patterns here at the 2015 event. Again, that is something that dates all the way back to 2013 when we introduced fresh oil for every single squad, including team and doubles and singles. Allowed us the opportunity to really test your versatility with one pattern for the team event and another for doubles and singles. So you can see both patterns there. Very colorful, all the numbers, all the information you need to be informed about the invisible defense here. Brought to you by our gold partner Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider for the USBC Championship tournaments. This is our 8:30 team event here in 2015. Brand new schedule this year. We've made it so there's really no bad times at the Open Championships. First squad of the day, doubles and singles at 9 a.m., followed by another DS squad at 1 p.m. Team events are 5 p.m. and then 8:30 on alternating days. The other days, the 8:30 is a doubles and singles squad. So if you observe the one-lane courtesy and you can be out of here by midnight and out celebrating or enjoying the host city a little bit. We'll have the same schedule next year, and registration already open for the 2016 event in Reno, Nevada. The one-of-a-kind National Bowling Stadium will welcome us home. And teams that sign up for next year have the ability to lock in the same date and time for a 60-day window in order to get a spot in the 2017 event at the new South Point Bowling Plaza in Las Vegas. So definitely some motivation to bowl next year, as if a trip to Reno and a share of millions of dollars of prize money wasn't enough.
All right, Mr. Canizaro received a note from our good friend Chad Newman back in Dallas-Fort Worth. Del Ballard actually will be out of the country when his team is scheduled to bowl. So
I told you I heard that rumor.
You did mention that.
I would guess he's probably going to be in Japan with the women, the top women.
Japan is it? Yep. Dell's team still pretty good without him, so Jason Milligan and Steve Smith and company will surely keep their eyes on their scores, and who knows, maybe even Chad Newman will contribute a little bit too. So
Chad Newman will contribute to the fun, no doubt, regardless of the bowling.
I cannot argue that, and I will not.
So game one moving right along, already in the 7th frame, and a little momentum for Charles Tillman Paving. 3 in a row and 4 out of 5.
We'll see if Metzner can get his first double, stepping up on 21. Great shot there.
Shot, absolutely, from Martino.
He's liking 22, still has yet to find the right combination on 21.
So an interesting leave there on 21, results in the open frame, the old 157.
That's the old 10 back without a doubt from Mr. Rice. After a few of those messengers we saw earlier on, he's almost got that feel you hear about certain baseball players, you know, even when you talk about when they talk to players, there's like certain players you just don't miss their at bat. It's kind of like AJ Rice up here. Just not sure what he's going to do next, but like I said, if he saved a few of those messengers for now, that'd be all right. I'm sure we'll get a few from him.
A few strings of strikes across the house here, and none on the pair where Watson yet, but it could take some time to get comfortable under the bright TV lights of BowlTV.
Tough break for Bobby Benton there, run just a tad high, leaving the 4-9. He was working on 2 in a row. Great shot by Metzner to wrap up the 8th for Charles Tillman Paving. We'll see if A.J. Rice can get his first double. Yowza. Get that guy some meatloaf. Great shot from T'Nia for her second double. These folks already bumping in a little bit left.
All right, so the foundation frame not going well so far. Big number on top, 33.68. And we've been approached by some pretty good bowlers over the last couple weeks who have said after bowling that 33.68 is a monster performance and very well earned this year. A bit of a challenge on the lanes. You really have to be prepared, make good shots, and of course make your spares. Can't give away pins, especially as you're trying to chisel away at that number, hoping that the strikes will come. You gotta convert.
I certainly don't want to build yourself too big of a hole to dig out of in game one. We have seen a few 1200s this year, not too many. So you never know. There's always a method to the madness.
All right, so here we go, 10th frame, game number 1. You're watching live coverage of the 2015 USBC Open Championships behind lanes 21 and 22 here at the El Paso Convention Center. Charles Tillman Paving and White Oaks Pro Shop trying to break through here in the team event. Good online support here for these two teams.
Have a comment in the chat about the focus. It's looking all right over here. If you're having issues, be sure to click on the gear setting in the bottom right-hand corner and select the quality. If your bandwidth is strong enough to take 720p, then you can get an HD. So be sure to mess with that and see if you can see it a little bit clearer. So we are already in the 10th frame. 2:02 for Mike Sipple to kick things off for Charles Tillman Paving. 161 for Chad Gable, White Oaks Pro Shop. Definitely expect to see a lot of that this summer on the PWBA Tour. T'Nia Falbo, great shot to kick off the 10th. All right, 189 for T'Nia Falbo.
So a little bit of a slow start here. Going to have a lot of work to do in games 2 and 3. $33.68, a big number. $3,200 to make the top 10. Also, going to take a lot of effort.
A few nice breaks like that. Tripping the 9 for J.R. Martino after a few opens. Tom Baker sighting here at the El Paso Convention Center. He's checking out the action from the stands. Dominant name on the PBA 50 Tour for quite a while now. I think he's achieved super senior status, but still giving the kids all they can handle. Jeremiah Hausar kicks off his 2015 event with 210. Altering the 10th for J.R. Martino gets him to 170. Nice cover there by Benton. So he can still get into the 160s here. Shot got left off of Rice's hand and couldn't make it back. Staring down a washout here. Both teams are going to have their work cut out for them here if they want to make a run at the top 10.
All right, so final shot coming up here for game number 1. It's 862 for White Oaks Pro Shop and 925 for Charles Tillman Paving. All right, so game 2 quickly underway here. These two teams not messing around. Dressed for success here at the 2015 USBC Open Championships. If you're just dropping in, this is Matt Cannizzaro and Aaron Smith winding things down here on this 111th day of competition in El Paso, Texas. 2 more games here on this team event. If you missed the opener, you'll be able to go back in the archives later tonight, watch from the beginning. After we get done here, Mr. Smith will pack up the gear, and he is headed to the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, to bring you some of the action from the final days of the USBC Women's Championships. That event kicked off April 10th, and we'll be wrapping up on June 30th. So a little bit more excitement there. And here at the OC, just a couple more weeks, we'll be done here on July 12th.
Yeah, excited to head back to Reno. This will be my 3rd trip there. Got to be there for opening, and then got to do a few live streams. Got to see a few new leaders while I was there as well. Since then, the bar has been raised. So on Saturday, the 27th, we'll be featuring a talented group of collegiate bowlers, or former collegiate bowlers, out of Fairleigh Dickinson and New Jersey City. Time of our life. We actually had them on last year, and just so happened to be in town at the same time. So we'll get to see them again as they attempt to run down the score posted just a few days ago by Team USA's Shannon Pluhowski. You can read more about that story on bowl.com. And then the following day, we talked about Dell a little bit. We'll be featuring Mrs. Dell, better known as CDB, Carolyn Dorton Ballard, USBC Hall of Famer. We'll have her doubles and singles set at the National Bowling Stadium on the 28th. Very talented group joining them, including fellow Hall of Famer Anne-Marie Dugan, along with Brenda Padilla. She's got her name on a banner here at the Open Championships. It says Edwards, but we know who it is. And Marsha Klompkin as well. So looking forward to those. And of course, the 2015 Women's Championships will wrap up on June 30th. Before it heads to Las Vegas. You may have heard of it. It's that other town in Nevada.
So Mr. Smith, Mark London joining us in the chat room tonight. He says you're pulling another Bob Costas.
I don't know what that...
Do you have pink eye again? Is that what's going on?
Come on.
Are they going to let you on the airplane tomorrow?
I can only hope. All right, a little nicer start here in Game 2 for White Oaks Pro Shop. A few strikes, few spares, no opens.
So Aaron, hard to believe that we've been here 111 days. This is only our second 8:30 p.m. live stream.
Well, it makes sense after our first 9 a.m. just yesterday, so
it just worked out, totally unintentional with the new schedule. We picked all the names before we picked the times, and it just happened to work out that all of our broadcasts were in prime time. But even being midnight on the East Coast. Not stopping the folks from tuning in tonight, so thanks for joining us.
They just wanted to see AJ without a hat on, so that was the... folks couldn't believe it.
So perhaps the unfamiliar cranial balance affecting Mr. Rice here early in the 2015 Open Championships.
All right, that's.
But when he bowls well, we can write that he overcame adversity.
Well, as we mentioned, AJ has averaged close to 220 for his career here at the Open Championship, so that's not bad.
All right, so nice second frame here so far to see if AJ can make it 5 for 5. Still playing that outside part of the lane. Very touchy out there.
He is the lone left-hander.
So not a fun position to be in at all.
Something you got to experience not so well a few days ago.
I did, had a similar reaction, hang to the left, and plenty of hook if you got it in. Of course, without the help to break it down a little bit or blend it out, could be a little bit tricky, at least early on. Third frame, and just the one blemish for White Oaks Pro Shop here. 8:62 start, so a little bit of a hole to get out of. And for those of you who actually enjoy our live stream coverage from the Open and Women's Championships, just a few opportunities left. As we mentioned, Aaron Smith will be on the road bright and early to Reno, Nevada to see some former collegiate standouts at the Women's Championships, time of our life. There will be their team event at 7 p.m. Eastern, 2 days from now, June 27th. Saturday afternoon. And the very next day, Carolyn Doran Ballard and her star-studded team hits the lanes at the WC for doubles and singles. Then Aaron will wait out the week, wrap that event up, bring you the final recap, and then head back to El Paso as we still have a couple of weeks here at the Open Championships. Broadcast coming up on July 4th. Hopefully we'll see some fireworks from John Zerbinski making his return to the Open Championships with his terrific team from Wichita. That includes Ryan Abel and Jesse Buss. They made a run in 2013 as John claimed the All Events title. And then we'll wrap up the year with Connor Pickford. We saw him on a PBA telecast earlier this year from the World Series of Bowling. That team originally was scheduled to include Ashley Galante, but due to the PWBA schedule, she bowled earlier in the year. So we'll see who they have filling for her. That'll be our final broadcast on July 8th. And then, of course, we'll count down the hours. This year's event scheduled to wrap up on July 12th. And we'll have a recap of that and of the Bowlers Journal Championships for you that week. So stay tuned. Keep an eye on bowl.com and BowlTV. And then you'll have to tune into the BowlTV archives to see Open Championships bowling until we get back underway next March in Reno. But we do have an exciting summer of live streaming coming to you from around the country. Lucas Wiseman will be the main guy at the PWBA stops. You can see all that live on Extra Frame, the PBA's live streaming channel. And then we'll be in Green Bay for the Senior Masters and Super Senior Classic, and having live coverage on bowl.com from the senior championship. So a lot going on between now and August. Throw in some junior gold championships. And if you're a bowling fan, there is something for you. And if you can't get enough of the sweet sounds of Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith, you also can check out the archives of the Bowler Show, broadcasting live every Sunday afternoon from Kansas City. And I hope to make a couple of guest appearances along the way between now and March as we get ready for the 2016 Open and Women's Championships. Always glad to talk bowling. And if you miss us dearly during the off season, you can always find us on Facebook, Matt Canizaro USBC, or on Twitter at USBC Matt and at USBC Aaron. So year-round wittiness, we promise.
Although feel free to follow me first on Twitter because Matt has way more followers. So just a suggestion for everyone. I mean, I know my role is the other guy or the sidekick or whatever it may be this week, but yeah, he's got a lot more than me. Way to go, guy.
I've been around a little bit longer.
You are elderly, yes. What was Prohibition like?
It was all right for me. You would have been absolutely miserable. Impossible to find a craft beer anywhere around town. It would have made flying first class a complete waste of money too.
All right, after the strong start for White Oaks Pro Shop. Just gotta say a few miscues, but great cover there by Bobby Benton, taking care of the 2-4, 8-10. A few days ago, that would have been the 3-6-7-9. So we're still trying to get better at this, but the lefty conversion chart.
See, we pull together enough, and you see me leave all kinds of goodies out there. Mostly just giggle, so at least you don't have to announce it so much. Rice still struggling. So you hit the head pin. This is left again on lane 22. Another terrific shot from Martino. It's 3 out of 5 here in game 2.
Yeah, both teams kind of settling in here, especially the White Oak squad. Sure, they were hoping for a little bit more than 862 to start. We can definitely gain a lot of ground here. Still a lot of bowling left to be done. Hauser still throwing the ball pretty well. 210 in the opener. Solid start here, halfway through 2.
Aaron, I just kind of LOL'd a little bit. Gentleman in the chat room says 9 p.m. for a major tournament seems kind of late.
If only he knew.
Thinking back to the old days, for much of my career here, there was an 11:30 p.m. doubles and singles squad. We cut that back to 10:30 p.m. And now, last squad of the day hits the lanes at 8:30. Some days it's a team event, some days doubles and singles. All to allow the folks to enjoy the host city a little bit more. Not have to be on the lanes too early or too late. And able to make that move by going to 6 on a pair for doubles and singles. Eliminated the need for a couple extra squads there.
This is the world's largest participatory sporting event, so no weekends, no holidays. Nearly round-the-clock bowling. Nice shot by Chad Gable. Mixing them up here to kick off the 6th. Falbo does the same, mixing them up. Her second double here in game 2. Great shot by Rice for a perfect sixth frame, for White Oaks Pro Shop. Really starting to get things going here in game 2 after an 8:62 start. Just 2 open so far. 9:25 for Charles Tillman Paving. Had a few opens along the way, but still doing all right here. So we are behind lanes 21 and 2 at the El Paso Convention Center. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. And of course, a big thanks goes out to our gold industry partners, Columbia 300, Hammer, Kegel, and Storm. You can see them at the bottom right of your screen, right below the scoreboard. We appreciate their continued support of all USBC championship events. And of course, we appreciate everyone for joining us here on Thursday evening on BowlTV. So thanks again. Still solid crew in the chat, chatting away.
A solid performance happening here on lane 22. 5 for 5 in the 6th frame. Lefty getting on board. So a little bit of momentum here. 8 out of 10 the last 2 frames after getting blanked in the 4th. And a great start to the 7th frame here for both teams.
Pins exploding off the hand of Chad Gable.
And the team string ends at 6 as Falbo leaves the 10 pin on a great shot. Good question in the chat room about this event and the format. There actually is no next round. There's no cut. We've had teams come through. By the time we're done here, it'll be in the 7,400 range. That's 5-player teams. Nearly 40,000 bowlers coming this way. And 128 days of competition, essentially trying to be the highest score on the leaderboard. Right now in the team event, that number is 3368, Team NABR. And when the event concludes on July 12th, if that score still is on top of the standings, that team will be declared the winner for 2015. And each event has a payout ratio somewhere in the 1-4, 1-6 range, depending on the event. A few $1 million in prize money up for grabs, so generally more than half of our bowlers get at least a little piece of the action. And you can come out, you can cash in every event, team, doubles, singles, all events. A lot of side pots and brackets and different things. Side event, not too far away, just about 100 yards from here. The Bowlers Journal Championships presented by USBC. That event features the doubles and singles lane condition used here at the Open Championships. So a good opportunity to earn some prize money and get a look at the DS pattern. And then that event taking place on the Showcase lanes, which is 10 lanes just to the left of the main 52 here at the El Paso Convention Center. Showcase lanes also available for practice on the team pattern. So double the challenge here in 2015, 2 different lane conditions. And multiple ways for you to get ready for your one shot at the Open Championships again on the last day. High score wins. Nice break there for AJ Rice on lane 21. So some momentum for the left-hander. And not a bad couple of frames for White Oaks Pro Shop. If you are curious about the 2 lane conditions at this year's event, please visit bowl.com/openchamp. That's the official tournament page on bowl.com. And click on the lane conditions tab. You'll be able to see those graphs, get all the numbers and all the colors.
Chat about Junior Gold going on right now, less than a month away. Taking place in DuPage County, Illinois. 6 centers in the Chicagoland area. Looking forward to that myself. I'll be out there for a few days live streaming, along with our very own Lucas Wiseman. We'll also be joined by Craig Elliott of Michigan Bowler. Definitely going to be a fun event. Going to have 3 live streams going. Knock on wood, all the logistics work out. And the finals will be broadcast on the CBS Sports Network as well. So a new addition for Junior Gold. So definitely a lot of excitement to look forward to this summer. We've talked a lot about the PWBA in the past few days. So all those young ladies competing at Junior Gold know what's coming up next. Make their way through the ranks, starting with youth bowling, Junior Gold, and work your way up to the collegiate ranks. And try your hand with the best ladies in the planet. right, AJ Rice starting to put it together here in game number 2. 3 for his last 3.
All right, so the foundation frame happening right now. Lanes 21 and 22 here at the El Paso Convention Center. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith live at the 2015 USBC Open Championships team event. Game number 2 of 3. White Oaks Pro Shop and Charles Tillman Paving. A little bit of a hole after game number 1. 33-68. The number on top of the standings. About 3,200 to get into the top 10. Right around 3,000 will get him close to the top 100. Two for 2 here in the 10th for White Oaks. Tino trying to make it 3 and 5 in a row for him. Goes high, 4-6-7. So as game 2 winds down, so too does the crowd in the chat room. Getting pretty late there on the East Coast. Perhaps those folks will rejoin us in the morning and watch the rest of the broadcast in the archives. You can find it there later tonight, as well as everything else from the recent past here on BowlTV. And the rumor is that we were exceptionally hilarious 2 nights ago watching the all-lefty experiment here at the Open Championships. Mike and Mark Scroggins brought together 10 left-handers. They bowled well. And we were a riot, so bonus.
Yes, it was a good time. Rehashing memories of you having the front 7. Talking that out as it went down. How I totally didn't affect your 8th shot that may or may not have hit the head pin. Or
a dream crusher is what you are.
May have not gotten more than 7 pins. Just saying, it was fun to go back. All right, 10th frame underway in just a sec here. White Oaks Pro Shop already ahead of They're 862 from last game, well ahead. Still have 1100 out there with a bunch of doubles. That's the way it started off.
A lot of pins out there in the 10th frame, and we got some fans and visitors coming up in the booth, so we're going to say hello to them and wind down game number 2.
All right. Nice 224 for Chad Gable, bouncing back after 161 in the opener. Disaster strikes Falbo here in the 10th. Working on a double. Leaves the big 4. Makes a run at it. Leaves the 4-pin standing. Definitely some disappointment after having to stare that down. .201 for Mike Sipple. BJ Curtis, 190 for Charles Tillman Paving. Nice 222 for J.R. Martino bouncing back after 170 in the opener. 1089 still out there for White Oaks Pro Shop with the last 6. See if Bobby Benton can get started here. Gets the 6 to push out the 10. Nicely done.
So no break there in the 10th for Rice, but throwing much better shots here in the back half of game number 2, and missing left quite a bit early on.
How nothing hit that 7 pin, I just don't know. But an improvement from every single bowler on White Oaks Pro Shop, so certainly explains the, or what could be a 200 pin improvement here. So they can still get to 1065, so we'll be right around minus 70, minus 75 here, so 3,000, still a nice number, and definitely will be out there going into game 3, so we'll see if they can keep the momentum going from a great second game.
So not sure if we saw a ball change earlier from Rice, but seems to have bumped in just a little bit and inside of that hang spot. 201 and 1065. Gotta feel pretty good about that. 200 pins. Might have been too big of a hole early, but all part of the marathon. Get what you can.
All right, 3 strikes from Terry Metzner will come to 1,002. Let's see if we can get the first one. Gets the trip 4.
There, no doubles in the 10th for White Oaks. Could have been a really solid game there.
Yeah, you can always reflect on the pins lost, but at this point, nothing you can do except have a short memory about some of those shots and get back to square one.
So we actually saw our team leader and Team NABR have a similar 10th frame in Game 2 and came back big and clutch in Game 3 with the last 3 players throwing a double at least to get them to the number. 1927 and 1926, so consistent 2-team effort here. And flirting with that par number. Take a little bit of work, but a lot of capable players here. This pair obviously setting up nicely, and everybody getting pretty comfortable here heading into Game 3. So here we go, the finale. The 8:30 p.m. team event, our only one of the year that we've had live on BowlTV. And you're watching it right now behind lanes 21 and 22 here at the Paso Convention Center. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith. After this, just 2 more live broadcasts from the 2015 Open Championships and a pair of shows from the Women's Championships coming up this weekend from Reno, Nevada. Break there for Falbo and Aaron. As we look at the scoreboard, again, these 2 teams just 1 pin apart coming into Game 3. I was just wondering about the hometown for these 2 teams, and might go take a look at the history of Accident, Maryland.
Gotta be careful around there. Ha ha.
I see what you did there, sir. But it is no accident that we have these 2 teams on BowlTV. We've heard a lot about Falbo and Rice and Bobby Benton, so glad to be able to showcase their talent here at the Open Championships.
Certainly so, and we talked about that a little bit before with the process that goes into this. Obviously, definitely some familiar names, but at the same time, we get the opportunity to see a lot of talented folks make their way to the tournament each year, and definitely a lot of them give us a reason to put them on BowlTV, and from consistent performances or performances at other events as well. Just not too long ago, a great group out of Ohio, Higgy's Crew, featuring Dan Higgins and Chad Roberts, among others.
So you don't think people would believe that we just print out a big version of the leaderboard and throw darts?
I'm not opposed to also doing that, but because I'm pretty bad at darts, so I'm just saying.
So what if we do it at the office and you hit Terry Bigham? Does that mean we have to live stream his team if he comes in bowls?
Well, that's funny because we know Terry's not going to bowl, but or come to the event. But that's okay. We won't hold it against him.
We depend on his expert guidance from a distance. Terry, the Director of Communications for USBC. Essentially, that just means he gets to tell us what to do.
On the bright side, at least we know where there's a dartboard. Can hang up a few sheets and go from there.
Well, we will investigate that possibility in 2016. Right now, it's all about Charles Tillman Paving and White Oaks Pro Shop here in 2015. As the first frame of Game 3 already done.
Jeremiah Hauser quietly having a nice day so far. 210 and 204 through the first two games. Starting off with the first two in the finale. right, another strong start here for White Oaks Pro Shop. Got out to a strong start in game 2 and continued that momentum all the way through on their way to a 10-65 improvement after a struggle in game 1. Group is clean so far here in the early going.
Not a lot of huge scores on this squad. Only 2 teams have broken the 1,000 mark, and both of them are on our featured pair. So once again, we've made a good selection for tonight's broadcast. And we get to see some new faces here, showcase a little bit of talent.
T'Nia got that shot a little right, catches a nice break, not having the 2 up there with it. Not only do you need to make the shots and stay up with the moves here at the Open Championships, but you need to catch a few breaks along the way as well. No problem on the spare for the former Collegiate standout.
Aaron, all those strikes in game number 2, and this pair of lanes is going to be one of the first ones done here on this 8:30 p.m. team event. Getting down to business. Again, 33-68, leading the regular team here in 2015. Take 3,200 to get into the top 10.
All right, 3 for 3. AJ Rice starting to have the left side open up a little bit.
So 4th frame coming right up, still clean. And just 1 hole on the pair so far. Here in game number 3.
Tough break on the 9-pin for BJ Curtis. Pretty good shot there, just runs a tad high. T'Nia with the ball change, crosses over, but the rules say you gotta take it.
I think she's all right with that.
Talking it over with her teammates right now.
Another 9-pin as Martino. There's a good shot there, high flush. Everything has to fall into place for you and be just right. There's 3-game sprint. Generally at the OC, you come in knowing it's going to take a lifetime performance. Got to get the breaks.
That's true, need to catch the breaks, and as well as everyone else in the field's got to still got to make the effort once the score is posted. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Zeke Bate over the years, and with a not so memorable 10th frame, but ended up being enough to hold on to the regular singles title in 2013. And we can even talk about a lot of close calls this year, and even one of our leaders is probably sweating out, wishing they had a few extra pins. Our current leaders in regular doubles, Anthony Simonson and Mark Sleeper Jr. Sleeper missed a single pin in the 10th frame, so they were looking a little bit more. He was actually the first one to finish, and then I believe Simonson threw a double to get them to that 14:09. Definitely had to sweat out a few close calls so far. 14:03 in second. Hope you're taking notes there, Matt. AJ just covered the 2-4-7-8.
I was perfect this week on that guy.
For future reference, though, just saying.
Nice break there for Gable to start off the 5th frame. We're halfway there, the home stretch.
I still can't believe I got to witness you cover a 2-4-7 in the 10th frame. There's so many factors against you in that situation.
It was on my bucket list. It was bound to happen.
Much better shot from Falbo here in the 5th frame. Takes advantage of the Brooklyn. Says, make it a double.
And 3 for 3 for White Oaks Pro Shop here in frame number 5. And the momentum slowing a little bit for Charles Tillman Paving. Just one pin separated these two teams coming into game number 3, 1927 to 1926. So a good, consistent performance from these two sharply dressed teams.
Yeah, both teams looking good out there today. Some great work there from folks at Logo Infusion. As you can see on the back of each jersey.
That is some clever logoing too, knowing that they would be on BowlTV. Free advertising.
Oh, we've been pretty good so far this year with teams certainly are eager to see the live stream list each and every year when it gets out and gets released on bowl.com. And a large majority do dress for success.
What if we didn't release the list at all? And we just sent out tweets and Facebook messages and put the word out? I don't know if that would go over so well. People like to plan.
I was going to say, Mark London, I don't know what he would do. It's a busy man over there. Holding down the fort in Houston. Well, Mr. Canizaro, as we hit the halfway point of our final game here, I'm just hours away from jumping in a plane and heading to Reno. And
as long as you don't jump out of the plane.
That's true. I'll keep that in mind, because the live stream equipment would still get there then, so we could still put on the show. But I know that you are a very big fan of the biggest little city in the world, and any recommendations for me that you'd like to live vicariously through while I'm there? Any restaurants or places I should visit, perhaps, or?
Well, definitely some favorites, and luckily we get to live there for many months at a time when it's time to go. But I have a feeling that if you're lucky, there might be a nice, relaxing little while for you to sit by the piano at Roxy's over at El Dorado to get some fine music there, unwind from your flight, maybe grab you an awful burger at the Little Nugget for dinner. swing by and see our old buddy Juan Torres at one of his local hangouts.
Juan Torres, my boy. Always a good time out in Reno.
Tomorrow will be Friday, and I know it doesn't impress you one bit, but the seafood buffet at the Atlantis, fantastic way to start your weekend and get ready for 2 big live stream broadcasts coming up.
Sounds great, Mr. Canizaro. I'll just need cab fare.
Walk, it's good for you. It's only 3 miles from downtown.
Seems like a lot of work.
That'll be 100% of your exercise since we've been here. But well worth the trip.
It's all about being in a routine.
And I feel that White Oaks Pro Shop and Charles Tillman Paving also worth the trip today, as they're looking to finish strong here in game number 3 again. Approaching that 3,000 mark.
That's the first open so far here in game 3 for White Oaks Pro Shop. Definitely got to hand it to them for their resilience out here. Could have been a little bit defeated after that rough start, but have pulled it together nicely and looking to keep it going.
We're going to keep this party going here in El Paso all weekend while you're gone. A lot going on here downtown. Besides, of course, a lot of great bowlers coming to town. We saw Jeffrey Young already. Anthony Amodio from Orlando. Some of our Dallas friends. We've also got Street Fest happening right outside. For anybody who said there's nothing to do here in El Paso, that is just silly talk. Street Fest will include live music Friday and Saturday night. Among the performers, Rob Zombie and Weezer. Got some fancy cars outside. I'm sure there's going to be some food trucks and other cool things to do. The El Paso Chihuahuas in town had a game tonight. Of course, all the usual museums and restaurants. All the little hidden gems. Found a nice little shop today to go pick up some souvenirs. Just got to get out there and walk around the safest city of its size in America. I dare you to not stay entertained here in El Paso this weekend. And when it gets too hot outside, come on in.
It's a balmy 62 in here right now, it feels like, but
always keep the bowlers cool, so come in and cool off. Some Southwest cuisine, sit in the bleachers, watch your favorite players. Take in this fantastic 52-lane venue. And if you stroll down to the other side of lane number 1, the showcase lanes, 10 more lanes for practice and the Bowlers Journal Championship. So plenty of bowling to be done here as well, all under one roof.
and if you don't have a bowling ball or bowling shoes just yet, hey, we got those too. Vendor row right behind us.
Oh, not the 19 in my office. That's what it took to beat you guys in our PR department all events pool. It took 19 bowling balls, Mr. Smith.
Oh, you can only use 8, so I think your scores are automatically disqualified now from that. So
I had 104 days to weed out the 11 that wouldn't work. Should have weeded out a couple more, but got just enough.
So you're saying I was at a disadvantage only using 3?
I think you did just right, sir.
Huh.
Keep up the good work in 2016. All right, 7th frame happening right now here on BowlTV.
Yeah, we're cruising along nicely here. As you mentioned, probably one of the quicker teams so far here on this 8:30 squad. All right. Some smiles after that one for another crossover for Falbo, but it looks good up on the scoreboard. Nice shot by Bobby Benton for 3 in a row. So he sets up A.J. Rice.
This is our final squad of the day. Again, new schedule, 8:30 p.m. the last squad. Alternating days between team event and doubles and singles. Just 11:30 p.m. here right now. Should be done by midnight. That'll give all these teams a chance to get out and enjoy El Paso a little bit. Both of these teams needing to do a little bit of work to get to that 3,000 mark. After a slow start, 9:25 and 8:62. But a big game too, the only 2,000s in the building. Benton goes Brooklyn for the four-bagger on lane 21. Now Metzner stepping up, looking to make it 4 in a row for himself here on lane 22. You're watching live coverage of the 2015 USBC Open Championships from the El Paso Convention Center. Our very first trip to El Paso in 112 years of competition.
Matt Cannizzaro has been around for how many of those?
Almost all of them.
It does seem like it, but that's why you are a fantastic historian of the event. True story for anyone still listening. If you see Matt walking out and about and then in the hallways here of the El Paso Convention Center, take him to the participation wall and dare him to list off every host city since about 1978 or so. You would be surprised.
Yeah, here in my old age, things getting a little foggy, but try to be on top of things. And but again, as we've learned, if you ask me a question, I don't know the answer, I'll make it up. And if I say it convincingly enough, you're going to believe me. Say it with purpose.
Lucas Wiseman, 101.
$19.80 always throws me off a little bit for some reason.
79,
That's an easy one. That was the introduction of automatic scoring. So that was going to stand out. Tampa, Florida. Also the debut, I believe, of one of our favorite left-handers, Mike Albee. And even if I'm mistaken, it'll take some work to prove me wrong.
Ironically, 1979 also the year Matt Cannizzaro made his debut
on this earth. So many decades ago. I actually had a conversation with some folks earlier today about my collegiate bowling career, most of which took place in a different century. Here we are now in the foundation frame of game number 3. A lot of strikes on the board for White Oaks Pro Shop. Just one hole here in game number 3.
And once
Pace
again,
a little bit slower for Charles Tillman Paving, however.
a fantastic comeback by this group of youngsters. Great shot there by Martino to get his first double in game 3. That string of strikes ends at 4. He's still going to have a look at 240s, though.
Nice break there for Tillman on the light hit for the double. Sets things up nicely. And they'll go into the 10th frame with at least 2 of them on strikes so far. Not a bad looking finale at all for White Oaks.
Nice break there for the young two-hander. Give him a double. So 1160 still, our 1160 was still out there. That'll drop it down 12 pins or so. Mark London volunteering your time to the bowler show. Should be part of Canizaro's Corner every Sunday. The Challenge Mat section with obscure Open Championships facts.
All right, so a little excitement here in the 10th frame for Charles Tillman Paving. Folks cheering on Mike Sipple. One more chance for a strike here in game number 3.
Sipple started off strong, 202, 201. So just finding the strikes early on, but yeah, one more chance here. A few folks in the crowd giving him a hard time. Having some fun. That's going to need a hustle.
So, still yet to see a strike here in the final frame. A lot of pins out there. Things come to a halt here. The strike train derailed here at the end of game number 3. Next game for Falbo, 227. So 2 clean games so far, just 1 hole.
$3,000 still definitely out there for White Oaks Pro Shop.
All right, so 0 for 6 so far in the 10th. Tough spare here for Martino. Not a fan of the bucket, not me.
I thought you loved the Colonel's chicken.
I do. All right, we'll see if Benton can finish strong here. Great shot there, high flush strike. First one to throw that first strike in the 10th. Now Tillman's gonna step up, working on a double, trying to capitalize. Both teams easily in the cash number. If you're curious about what it's gonna take to get a prize check here in 2015, you can visit bowl.com/openchamp. Click on the scores tab, and you'll see the loaded cash numbers, among other things. Those numbers updated on the 1st and 15th of every month. And Tillman able to make it 3 in a row.
Great shot there. He's made a few ball changes throughout the course of the day, finding the right look at the end here. So A.J. Rice is going to have the opportunity to push his team to the plus mark. One more strike from Benton will put them at 29-29. And Rice will be able to add 90, working on a double. Nice 243 from Bobby Benton to finish off his team event.
All right, so A.J. Rice and Terry Messner are going to step up and finish things off here for these two teams. shot from Rice for the 3-bagger. He got comfortable as the night went on.
I wasn't even up there.
So 3,000 on the horizon here for White Oaks Pro Shop. As Rice slaps out the 7 for the 4-bagger. One more. Puts him in the 240s. And cracking that 3,000 barrier. Messenger with the spare. They'll be right around 2,900 here. And the final shot from Rice for 5 in a row. 245 and 30-18. So a great comeback after the 862 start. What could have been for White Oaks Pro Shop. 1065 and 1091 to get to that number. That'll put him in the top 100 for sure. Charles Tillman Paving finishes at 2893. Aaron Smith doing the calculations right now. We'll have the final rundown for you, and then we will say goodbye. We do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight to this live BowlTV coverage. Our next broadcast coming up 2 days from now. Aaron Smith headed to Reno, Nevada. And some former collegiate champions in their team event. And then Hall of Famer Carolyn Doran Ballard for doubles and singles. So all those details can be found at bowl.com/livestream. Aaron Smith, run it down for us.
Definitely looking forward to those next few telecasts from the biggest little city in the world. But for tonight, White Oaks Pro Shop finishes 30-18, led by Bobby Benton's 627. AJ Rice not too far behind, 623. T'Nia Falbo, 615. Chad Gable, 585. And J.R. Martino, 568. For Charles Tillman Paving, 2893. They were led by Jeremiah Hauser, going 616. Very consistent. Terry Metzner, 599. Charles Tillman, 567. Mike Sipple, 564. And B.J. Curtis, 547. So that's how they got there. Take it away, Mr. Canzaro.
All right, that's going to do it for tonight's live coverage from the 2015 USBC Open Championships. If you missed any of tonight's broadcast and would like to check it out in the archives, you can visit youtube.com/BowlTV. It'll be there for you in a little while, as well as everything else from this year's event. Once again, Aaron Smith will be back on the air 2 days from now from the biggest little city in the world. So tune in to BowlTV. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on anything exciting. But folks, that's the news for now. We will see you on the lanes.